going to talk to you just for a minute or so this evening because I have some very sad news for all of you, and I think sad news for all of our fellow citizens and people who love peace all over the world. And that is that Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight.
Gerald R. Ford, President of the United States, pursuant to the pardon power conferred upon me by Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution, have granted, and by these presents do grant, a full, free, and absolute pardon unto Richard Nixon for all offenses against the United States which he, Richard Nixon, has committed or may have committed or taken part in during the period from July 20, 1969 through August 9, 1974.
Remorse for what? You people have done everything in the world to me. Doesn't that give me equal right? I can do anything I want to you people at any time I want to, because that's what you've done to me. If you spit in my face and smack me in the mouth and throw me in solitary confinement for nothing, what do you think's going to happen when I get out of here? Maybe I haven't done enough. I might be ashamed of that, for not doing enough, for not giving enough, for not being more perceptive, for not being aware enough, for not understanding, for being stupid. Maybe I should have killed 400 or 500 people, then I would have felt better. Then when I felt like I really offered society something. You've got it stuck in your brain that I murdered somebody. What do you want to call me a murderer for? I've never killed anyone. I don't need to kill anyone. I think it. I have it here. The street is my world. I don't pretend to go uptown and be anything fancy. I can, but I find more real in the world that I'm in than I do the tinsel. And the real world is the one I have to deal with every day. Believe me, if I started murdering people,
in all of my years of public life, I have never obstructed justice. And I think, too, that I could say that in my years of public life, that I welcome this kind of examination, because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I earned everything I've done.
I wish I could say that it just left completely, but no, there are times when I still do have the old compulsions. I was branching out. That's when the cannibalism started, eating of the heart, and the arm muscle. It was a way of making me feel that they were a part of me. At first it was just curiosity, and then it became compulsive. Then I tried to keep the person alive by inducing a zombie-like state. By injecting first dilute acid solution into their brain or hot water, and it never did completely work.
Could someone like you be stopped? Could you be helped?
No, I was dead set on going with this compulsion. It was the only thing that gave me any satisfaction. To this day, I don't know what started it. And the person to blame is sitting right across from you. That's the only person. Not parents, not society, not pornography. I mean, those are just excuses. The night of the arrest, I have no memory of what happened during the 6 hours before the last victim ran out of the apartment.
Attaccato alla vita, popolo che ama la vita. che dà la vita, non può vivere sempre sotto la pressione di una civiltà contraria, civiltà della morte. Lo dico ai responsabili, convertitevi, una volta verrà il giudizio di Dio.
This is a Consolidated Communications automated operator with a collect call from Menard Correctional Center inmate.
John Wayne Gacy.
This call is subject to being recorded. Hang up to decline the call. To accept the call, dial 3 or clearly say, yes, I accept at the tone. Subject to being monitored and recorded.
People say that you confessed to the crime, then later recanted it. Is this true?
That is what has been said in the media and at the trial. And to this day, nobody has produced one. There is no written confession, there is no tape recording confession, there is no police stenographer type confession, and no videotape confession. It was in my appeal, and the court refused to look at it, and the state refused to answer it.
But what about the evidence in the case? You can't deny that the bodies were found buried in your house.
Yes, that's true, but the house wasn't a home. Like what you go to a home to each night.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people.
When Sir Walter Raleigh had laid his head upon the executioner's block, and the officer asked if his head lay right, Sir Walter Raleigh said, "It matters little, my friends, how the head lies, provided the heart is right." The heart has come to stand for the center of the moral, spiritual, and intellectual life of a man. It's the seat of a man's conscience and life. And the question that I want to ask you tonight is this: is your heart right?
George Bush doesn't care about black people.